The 2022 Dragon Ball Super movie is supposed to contain an unexpected character. So who do you think is going to be this particular unexpected character? Is it Cooler, is it Bojack, or someone totally different? Let's talk about it. So hello and welcome to Undervisey. My name is Soham and today we're going to talk about the upcoming Dragon Ball Super movie and who the quote-unquote unexpected character is actually going to be. But please note that this is simply a quick speculation video. There's absolutely no guarantee that yes, this is exactly how the things are going to unfold. With that being said, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to the channel since I do weekly anime and manga related content along with a bunch of other stuff. Now from the statements of Toei Animation, it is almost a 99% sure that this movie is not going to contain or not going to adapt the Moro arc. It's almost confirmed because of the way the statements are actually coming out here. I'm not saying that this is a 100% guarantee, but because of the statements from the Toei Animation website, we can most likely say that Moro arc is not going to get an adaptation in this particular movie. This is most likely going to be a quote-unquote movie canon, just along the same lines as TBS Broly. Now obviously, the question is that how exactly is this movie going to be placed in the Dragon Ball manga timeline? That is something we'll talk about in a separate video. In this particular video, however, I just want to talk about this unexpected return or unexpected character whatsoever. Now the common consensus here is of course Cooler, because yes, he's actually cooler than all the other characters and he deserves to be a part of the canon. I also asked you guys this particular question and here are the results, and of course Cooler has got most amount of votes. Now yes, I totally understand why Cooler is so high in people's speculation list and everyone is a huge fan of this character. I also personally really want to see him actually becoming a part of the canon, but the question is how? Are they just randomly going to introduce him like, yeah, this is Frieza's brother, this is the brother of the most tyrannical person on the galaxy and he was just apparently meditating or training or sleeping for some reason for all these years? It's kind of weird and it will probably be a little difficult for them to introduce in a way, especially because in TBS Broly we saw the backstory of Frieza and how Frieza kind of annihilated the planet Vegeta. So it's going to be a little difficult to implement here if we are going with the original lore of Cooler, and as such I definitely believe that there's going to be some more shenanigans involved in this particular matter and they will most likely change the backstory of Cooler, and I personally feel like it's going to go along the way of Mecha Frieza or rather Mecha Cooler. It's obviously going to be very interesting to see how all of these things unfold because I do want to see Cooler finally in the canon timeline. Moreover, another reason for this particular thought process is definitely linked to the article of Toei Animation itself, because according to them, the production or the thought for this movie was planned before even TBS Broly, and this is not something new, so of course this is not going to be related to Moro or anyone like that. This is definitely along the lines of Frieza and will probably explore that kind of a territory for sure. And that is one of the major reasons why people are saying that alright, this might be very well linked to Cooler as such, because people were not actually expecting him to get a canonical version in the lore of Dragon Ball. Now there are other movie characters as well, some pretty good characters who deserve a canonical counterpart of their own, the topmost characters being Bojack and Janemba. Now I don't really honestly want to see Bojack right now because he was heavily tied to the story of Gohan and I don't really want to see him fighting with Goku and Vegeta for that matter. Janemba on the other hand does make a sense because he was after all a part of the Fusion Reborn movie, so why not? If Gogeta gets a canonical version, so why not Janemba also getting something like that? And on that particular note, even Pikkon is up there because a lot of different people really enjoy Pikkon and he was one of those extremely exciting filler characters in a way, so people are expecting that alright, maybe this is finally the time for Pikkon to appear. Some other minor speculations involve the games. The Dragon Ball games have been really popular for a long time now, and especially with the immense popularity of Dragon Ball Legends, people are suggesting, and even I was suggesting prior to this particular article, that what if they go back to the Saiyan lore in a little bit different manner and somehow basically introduce characters like Charlotte and Giblet, the two protagonists and antagonists from Dragon Ball Legends storyline. It's a little wacky, it's a little out there theory and I don't really think this is going to actually happen, but still, just because this is a theory or speculation video, I just put it out there. Now other than that, another particular theory which is getting a lot of speculations or a thought is indeed in relation to Cell. Almost all the other villains, the quote-unquote villains of the series, have got a return except for Cell. Now Cell is one of the most popular villains of the series, especially because of his links to Gohan, and the entire shenanigan between Gohan and Cell was absolute top notch, for a lot of different people including me, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Final Form Cell was the peak of Dragon Ball. So yeah, it does make a lot of sense to actually bring him back into the story, especially because how much screen time we saw Frieza getting, and in the recent arcs of the Dragon Ball Super manga as well, Boo was also kind of, yeah, it's not entirely but kind of involved in the scenario. The only person who is missing all these actions for all these different years is indeed Cell. Now honestly, you might ask me that how is Cell even going to be revived? To this, I actually have a very good answer, and that is kind of in relation to the Dragon Ball Super manga. Because we have to remember here in the manga version, and I am really sorry I don't remember if this happened in the anime version or not, but at least in the manga version, it is stated that the Cell Juniors, some of the Cell Juniors actually survived, and they are currently on the island which is protected by Android 17. We saw how Trunks and Goten were kind of quote-unquote playing with them, and this was featured in the Dragon Ball Super manga. So if at all the story actually wants to bring back Cell, there's a very easy chance of utilizing these Cell Juniors and maybe bring about Dr. Gero once again and just reverse engineer Cell back into the current timeline. That's a pretty cool theory, and it's something definitely along the territories of quote-unquote unexpected. So yeah, I might see that actually happening, and indeed Cell is one of those very popular theories, as you can see here in my very own polls. But lastly, before ending this video, I also want to talk about another theory which I had, another wacky theory. This is possibly my wackiest theory so far, and I feel like you might have possibly noticed this in the thumbnail itself, and that is in relation to GT characters. Now I'm not saying that let's just canonize GT as a whole, that is probably never going to happen, especially because of the progress of Dragon Ball Super, and at the same time I don't even think that this is in relation to the Black Star Dragon Balls. Even though as a concept they were really great, I don't think that Dragon Ball Super is going to introduce a stake of that particular matter. My only speculation here in relation to the GT characters is the form Super Saiyan 4 itself. No matter what you say, no matter what you think about GT, the Super Saiyan 4 form was absolutely top notch. That is my version of peak Saiyan heritage, the top of the line primal form of the Saiyan body. Now if at all it is somehow introduced into the main storyline of Dragon Ball Super, that would be really awesome in my opinion. Now I don't think that this is really going to be done in relation to Vegeta or Goku for that matter. They are now going their separate ways, with Goku trying to master Ultra Instinct and Vegeta trying to master the energy of destruction. So both of them have totally different goals, but none of them are in relation to the Saiyan heritage or the primal Saiyan form in a way. As such, I feel like this would be a really great opportunity for two different characters, two totally different characters, but also similar because of certain aspects. And here I'm talking about Broly as well as Gohan. Two berserkers, two absolute berserkers, and yes, indeed I'm calling Gohan a berserker. Gohan's anger issues, Gohan's rage has always been one of the most interesting parts of Dragon Ball for me. Granted, it is kind of forgotten in the current timeline of Dragon Ball Super, but it can be introduced back with this particular form, and the same is obviously applicable for Broly himself. Broly is a berserker, he has the legendary Super Saiyan form. I don't really think that he needs the Super Saiyan 4 form, that would be too overkill. But yeah, if we are talking about Gohan, I just thought that maybe Broly can also be introduced in this particular scenario, because I definitely think that Broly will be involved in this particular movie as well. He is not just going to be a one-off character who is forgotten after his initial movie, he is actually too big to be actually forgotten now. So anyway, these are some of my quick speculations in relation to the quote-unquote unexpected character, unexpected appearance in the 2022 Dragon Ball Super movie. So what do you guys think about all of these things? Do you agree with any of my thoughts so far? Please do let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear your opinions. So that's it for today guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more. Also, please do join the channel membership for some very cool perks and features. And lastly, join our Discord channel as well. We have a lot of different discussions in relation to anime, manga and more. You're going to have a lot of fun. With that being said guys, this is WonderWyZ. See you all in the next one.